Listen to me very carefully, because what I am about to tell you might be the only thing standing between your destiny and a total collapse. You have a big heart. You have a vision that keeps you up at night. And because you are a chosen one, your first instinct is to tell the people you love exactly where you are going. You want to share the excitement. You want them to see the light that God has placed inside of you. But here is the hard truth that you need to swallow right now. Every time you open your mouth to the wrong people, you are leaking the very fuel you need for the journey. In the heart of America, we are taught to be open and transparent. We are told that sharing is caring. But in the kingdom of God, silence is a weapon. Have you noticed that every time you share a big dream with your friends or family, the energy suddenly leaves the room? You feel a hollow sensation in your chest. The excitement vanishes. Why? Because you just gave away your secret fire to people who are still living in the shadows. They cannot see what you see. They cannot feel what you feel. And whether they mean to or not, their doubt, their jealousy, or even their logical advice acts like a bucket of cold water on your divine spark. The globalists and the architects of this modern world want you to share everything. They want you on social media, posting your every move, your every thought, and your every plan. Why? Because a person who is public is a person who is predictable. If they can see where you are going, they can build a wall in your path before you even get there. But a chosen one who moves in silence is a nightmare for the enemy. You are a ghost in their machine. When you stop sharing, you start accumulating a level of spiritual pressure that eventually explodes into manifestation. Think about the way a seed grows. Does it grow in the middle of the sidewalk, under the direct heat of the sun and the eyes of every passer-by? No, it grows in the dark. It grows under the dirt. In a place of total isolation and silence. If you dug up that seed every day to show people how much it had grown, it would die. Your purpose is that seed. Right now, God is doing a work in your deep soil. He is building your roots. He is strengthening your foundation. And if you keep digging it up to get validation from people who don't even believe in themselves, you are sabotaging your own harvest. You feel the urge to speak because you feel lonely. Being a chosen one in a world of zombies is the loneliest job on earth. You want someone to look at you and say, "I believe you." But listen to me, God is the only validation you need. If He gave you the vision, He is the only one who needs to see the blueprints. In the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 6, it says, "But when you pray, go into your room, close the door and pray to your Father, who is unseen." This isn't just about prayer. It's about propriety. It's about keeping the sacred sacred. The people around you, they are comfortable. They like the old you. They like the version of you that was broken, predictable, and safe. When you start talking about purpose and shifting and new dimensions, you are a threat to their comfort zone. They will try to save you by pulling you back down to their level. They will use phrases like, "be realistic," or "don't get your hopes up." These are not words of love. These are the whispers of the enemy using the voices of those closest to you to kill your future. Stop sharing. Stop looking for a like or a comment to prove that your dream is real. The dream is real because the Creator of the universe whispered it into your spirit. That is enough. When you learn to hold your tongue, you learn to hold your power. You are being prepared for a massive counter-offensive against the darkness of this age. But you cannot lead an army if you are constantly giving away your position to the enemy. In the next part, we are going to look at the master plan behind your silence. We are going to look at the 3 specific reasons why God is demanding that you go dark right now. This is the silent secret that the elites don't want you to know, because a silent chosen one is an unstoppable chosen one. The weight of the world is heavy, but the weight of your silence is where your strength is born. Are you ready to shut the door and let the purpose unfold in the shadows? You need to understand the physics of power. In the great American West, we build dams. We hold back massive amounts of water in a reservoir. Why? Because if that water is allowed to just flow everywhere, it is just a shallow stream. It has no force. But when you hold it back, when you create pressure, that water can turn massive turbines and power entire cities. Your silence is that dam. Every time you have a divine insight and you refuse to post it on social media, the water level in your spirit rises. Every time you have a breakthrough in your business or your healing, and you don't call that friend who always has something negative to say, the pressure builds. You are creating a sacred reservoir of energy that God is going to use to launch you into your destiny with the force of a tidal wave. But there is a darker reason why you must stop sharing. We have to talk about the Vulture Spirits, in the spiritual realm, and in the physical world of the global elites. There are entities that cannot create anything of their own. They are parasites. They look for the light in others, and they try to feed on it. When you share your unfolding purpose too early, you are literally putting out a dinner bell for every spiritual vulture in a 50-mile radius. They hear your plan, and they immediately begin to peck at it. They don't have to attack you directly. They just have to plant one seed of doubt. One, "Are you sure you're ready for that?" Or one, "In this economy, that sounds risky." Those words are not accidents. They are strategic strikes designed to drain your reservoir before the turbines can start spinning. Think about the master plan of a true leader. A leader doesn't announce his troop movements to the press 3 weeks before the battle. He moves in the dead of night. He maintains total radio silence. Why? Because surprise is the greatest multiplier of force. When you finally manifest your purpose, it should be so sudden and so powerful that the enemy has no time to react. They should wake up one morning and find that you have already taken the mountain. Look at the social proof around you. Look at the most successful, most grounded, most chosen people you know. Do they post every detail of their lives? No. They are private. They are quiet. They have a small circle of trusted advisors who are on the same frequency. The world calls them reclusive or mysterious, but in reality, they are just being strategic. They know that the air of the public world is toxic to a new vision. They know that the eyes of the masses carry a weight of expectation that can crush a growing purpose. Have you ever noticed that when you keep a secret, you feel heavy with it? You feel like you are pregnant with a mission. That heaviness is actually mass. You are gaining spiritual weight. In the Bible, the word for glory is kavod, which literally means weightiness. When God is preparing to reveal His glory through you, He makes you heavy first. He makes you carry the burden of the secret until your character is strong enough to handle the fame. If you vent that pressure by talking too much, You become light again. You become flimsy. And a flimsy person cannot lead anyone through the storm that is coming to America. The globalists want you light and vocal. They want you in a state of constant externalization. They want your energy flowing outward through your screen, through your mouth, and through your anxiety. They want you to feel like if you don't share it, it didn't happen. But the chosen one knows that the most important things happen when no one is watching. The most important prayers are said in the closet. The most important business plans are written on a yellow pad at 2 a.m. in a dark kitchen. The most important healing happens when you are alone with the Father, crying in your car. These are your private victories, and 1,000 private victories are what create one public triumph. If you try to skip the private part, your public triumph will be a hollow shell. It will collapse at the first sign of trouble because it has no density. It has no reservoir. Let's look at the twist in the logic of your friends. They might say, "But I just want to support you." Listen to me if they are not in the foxhole with you. They don't need to know the coordinates. Support is for people who are helping you build the wall, not for people who are just watching from the sidelines. A chosen one must learn to distinguish between fans and family. A fan wants to hear the news. A family member wants to help you carry the bricks. If you don't have anyone in your life right now who is willing to carry the bricks, then your circle should be a circle of one, you and the Creator. This isolation is a gift. It is the wilderness period that every great leader in the Bible had to endure. Moses was in the desert for 40 years. Paul was in Arabia for 3 years. Jesus was in the wilderness for 40 days. They weren't sharing their journey on the Jerusalem Post. They were being forged in the silence. They were being compressed, so that when they finally stepped onto the stage of history, they were unbreakable. Are you willing to be compressed? Are you willing to look boring to your old friends while you are secretly becoming brilliant in the dark? The silent secret to your purpose is that it needs incubation. It needs a stable temperature. The outside world is too cold and too chaotic for your unfolding purpose right now. You are in the womb of your destiny. And in the womb, there is no sharing. There is only growth. Think about the hero's journey again. The hero always has to leave the village. He has to go into the deep woods where no one can hear him. He has to fight his demons in a place where there is no audience to cheer him on. This is where he finds the magic sword or the secret knowledge. If he stayed in the village tavern talking about his plans to kill the dragon's spies would hear him, or the villagers would mock him until he lost his nerve. He only returns to the village after the dragon is dead. You are in the deep woods right now. Stop trying to send postcards back to the village. Stop trying to convince the normal people that you are doing something great. Let the greatness speak for itself when the time is right. The master plan of the Father is to reveal you as a surprise attack against the darkness of this world. He is going to drop you into the middle of the situation, and no one will see you coming. But for that to work, you have to hold the line. You have to keep the secret. You have to muzzle your mouth, as the psalmist said. You have to feel the burn of the fire and not let the smoke out. In the next part, we are going to talk about the 3 gatekeepers of your mouth. We are going to learn the strategic filtration system that every chosen one must use to decide who gets to see the inner sanctum of their life. This is where you move from silence to sovereignty. The reservoir is filling up, the pressure is rising, the silent secret is becoming a physical reality in your bones. Stay in the dark until the light inside of you is bright enough to blind the world. Now that you understand why you must stop leaking your power, we need to talk about the how. You cannot live in a cave forever. You are a leader, and a leader eventually has to communicate. But there is a massive difference between broadcasting and briefing. Most people in this digital age are broadcasters. They throw their seeds on the pavement and wonder why nothing grows. You, as a chosen one, must become a strategic briefer. You need to implement the 3 gatekeepers of your mouth. Before you share a single detail of your unfolding purpose with anyone, you must put them through a rigorous security clearance. The first gatekeeper is the fruit test. Look at the person you are about to talk to. What have they built in their own lives? Are they living in a state of constant crisis, or are they standing on solid ground? In the heart of the American workforce, we know that you don't take financial advice from a man who is broke, and you don't take marriage advice from someone who has failed 5 times. So why are you taking destiny advice from people who have no fruit in their own garden? If their life is a mess of gossip, stagnation, and fear, they are physically incapable of holding the weight of your vision. They will treat your gold like dust because they have never held gold in their own hands. If they have no fruit, they get no access. The second gatekeeper is the energy audit. Pay attention to how your body reacts when you are around this person. We talked about your divine compass in the last Kichban, and it applies here more than ever. When you mention a small win, not even the big dream, just a small win, do their eyes light up with genuine joy? Or do you see that micro flicker of resentment? You know the look. It's the split-second tightening of the jaw. The, "Oh, that's nice," that sounds a little too flat. That is a spiritual red flag. That person is a vampire. They are not rooting for the chosen version of you. They are rooting for the broken version of you because your brokenness makes them feel superior. Stop sharing with the vampires. They don't want you to succeed. They want you to stay in the lobby of life with them. The third gatekeeper is the vault test. Has this person proven they can keep a secret? If they come to you with juicy news about someone else, guess what they are doing when you aren't in the room? They are taking your sacred secrets and using them as social currency to buy attention from others. In the world of high-level intelligence and corporate strategy, a leaker is terminated immediately. You must have the same zero-tolerance policy for your purpose. If they cannot guard their own tongue, they cannot guard your future. Why is this filtration system so vital right now? Because we are moving into a season of high sensitivity. Your purpose is currently in its incubation phase. It is like a high-tech prototype in an American laboratory if the wrong person gets a look at the blueprints. They can steal the intellectual property of your spirit. They might not build your dream, but they will poison the atmosphere around it. They will start whispers in your community. They will create a narrative of failure before you've even launched. The globalists use this tactic all the time. They use the media to destroy a leader's reputation before the leader can even implement their plan. Don't let the local globalists in your social circle do the same to you. Think about the master plan of the Creator. He is building an elite task force of chosen ones who can move with surgical precision. This requires OPSEC operation security. When you move in silence, you are protected by the cloak of the Spirit. But when you share, you step out from under that cloak. You are essentially telling the thrones and dominions of darkness exactly where to aim their arrows. You are making yourself a target for premature warfare. Though for you are fighting battles in your second month that you were supposed to fight in your second year. You are burning through your ammunition of hope and energy on skirmishes that don't even matter. Stop the social media validation loop. We have become a nation of performers. We think if we don't post the work doesn't count. But for the chosen one, the hidden work is the only work that matters. The hours you spend in study, the hours you spend in prayer, the hours you spend building your skills while the rest of America is watching reality TV that is your competitive advantage. If you share it, you lose the advantage. You give the copycats a chance to catch up. You give the critics a chance to find the flaws. There is a twist here that most people miss. Your silence is actually a form of self-love. It is you telling yourself that your dream is so valuable, so precious, and so holy that it deserves to be protected. It is you setting a boundary around your soul. When you stop sharing, you stop seeking. You stop seeking the nod of approval from people who are spiritually blind. You start seeking only the still small voice of the Father, and that is when the unfolding purpose begins to accelerate. Have you noticed that when you stop talking about what you are going to do, you actually start doing it? There is a psychological phenomenon where announcing a goal gives your brain a fake hit of dopamine, making you feel like you've already achieved it. This kills your hunger. It makes you lazy. But when you keep it inside, that hunger grows until it becomes an obsession. You become a freight train of productivity. You aren't talking about the business. The business is already manifest. You aren't talking about the ministry. The ministry is already healing people. This is the inland secret of the American pioneers and the great inventors. They didn't have focus groups. They had workshops. They had barns in the middle of nowhere where they worked until the light bulb turned on or the engine roared to life. They presented the finished product, not the rough draft. As a chosen one, you are a divine inventor. You are inventing a new way of living, a new way of leading, and a new way of standing for the truth. Don't show the world your rough draft. They will only mock the spelling errors and miss the genius. Wait for the finished product. Wait until your unfolding purpose has enough mass to stand on its own. Wait until you have enough results that you don't need arguments. In the structure of the mountain, this is the Chow Trao climax. This is the moment when you step out of the deep woods and everyone is shocked by how much you've changed. They will ask, "Where have you been?" and "How did you do this?" And you can just smile, knowing that the how was a secret conversation between you and God. You are being fortified in the silence. The gatekeepers are in place. Your inner circle is shrinking, but its power is increasing. You are no longer scattered. You are concentrated. And a concentrated chosen one is the most dangerous thing on this planet to the kingdom of lies. As we move into the next part, we are going to discuss the spiritual physics of the secret. Why does God specifically reward what is done in the secret place? There is a law of increase that only works in the dark. If you want to see your influence multiply by 100, you have to learn the art of the hidden. The silence is not a prison. It is an armory. You are being armed for the manifestation of the ages. Keep the door locked. Keep the vultures out. The unfolding is happening. And it is glorious. We have discussed the psychological and the social. But now we must enter the realm of spiritual physics. So there is a reason why every major breakthrough in human history, from the invention of the steam engine in a dark workshop to the resurrection of Christ in a sealed tomb, happens in a state of compression. In physics, if you want to create a diamond, you need carbon, heat, and intense, unyielding pressure. If there is even a tiny leak in that pressure, the carbon never crystallizes. It stays as common coal. Your unfolding purpose is the carbon. Your silence is the seal that allows the pressure to build. When you stop sharing, you are essentially capping the well, and what happens next is the law of spiritual compression. In the heart of the American spirit, we understand the power of the underdog who works in the shadows. We love the story of the athlete who trains in the freezing rain while the stadium is empty, only to emerge on game day as an unstoppable force. That empty stadium is your life right now. The reason God is keeping you in the dark is that He is compressing your character. He is packing years of wisdom into months of isolation. He is taking your raw potential and squeezing it until it becomes spiritual hardness. You need this hardness because the world you are about to step into, the world of leadership, influence, and spiritual warfare, is a world that eats soft people for breakfast. The globalists and the architects of the attention economy want you to decompress every single day. They want you to vent your frustration, vent your dreams, and vent your secrets through their platforms. Every update you give is a pressure release valve. It makes you feel better for a moment, but it kills the combustion inside. Think about an internal combustion engine. If the cylinder isn't sealed, the spark doesn't create a bang, it just creates a little puff of smoke. The engine doesn't move. You haven't been moving lately because you've been leaking air. You've been puffing instead of banging. When you stop sharing, you seal the cylinder, and when the Holy Spirit hits that compressed dream, the explosion will carry you further in 1 week than you've gone in the last 10 years. This brings us to the silent secret of divine timing. There is a specific window of opportunity for your purpose. If you reveal it too early, you try to force the window open, and you break the hinges. If you wait until the pressure is absolute, the window blows open by itself. In the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3, it says, "For the revelation awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay." The waiting is not passive. It is the active containment of power. You are waiting the way a hunter waits in a tree stand, silent, motionless, and totally focused. The vulture spirits we talked about earlier are looking for premature births. They want you to launch your business before the infrastructure is ready. They want you to start your ministry before your character is stable. They want you to marry before you've healed. Why? Because a premature purpose is a vulnerable purpose. It is easy to kill. But a full-term purpose, one that has been allowed to develop in the womb of silence for the full 9 months or 9 years, is born with teeth. It is born ready to fight. It is born with its own immune system. When you move in silence, you are allowing your purpose to grow its own armor. Have you noticed that when you keep your mouth shut, your intuition gets louder? When you aren't busy explaining yourself to people who don't care, you start hearing the blueprints from the Creator. You start seeing the hidden patterns in the economy, in the culture, and in your own family line. This is the stealth leader phase. You are becoming a silent operator for the kingdom. You are moving through the world like a submarine, undetectable on the surface, but carrying a massive amount of payload underneath. The surface people, the broadcasters, the influencers, the talkers, they have no idea that you are positioned right beneath them, ready to change the entire landscape. This is the strategic advantage of the chosen one in America today. While the globalist elite are focused on the noise, the protests, the elections, the media cycles, the silent remnant is building the parallel systems. We are building the networks of food, the networks of finance, and the networks of faith that will survive when their house of cards falls. But we don't talk about it on the public square. We talk about it in the secret place. We move in the quiet. The twist here is that your silence is actually your greatest testimony. People are going to see the change in you before they hear the explanation. They will see that you are no longer anxious. They will see that you are no longer seeking attention. They will see that you have a weight and a gravitas that you didn't have before. They will ask, "What happened to you?" And your silence will be more convicting than a 1,000-word post. You are becoming a mystery that they cannot solve. And in a world where everything is overexposed, a mystery is the most attractive thing there is. But beware of the ego trap. The ego loves to be the expert. The ego loves to say, "I told you so." When you start seeing the unfolding purpose working, your ego will scream at you to show them. It will want you to rub your success in the faces of the people who doubted you. Stop! That is just another pressure release valve. If you use your glory to feed your ego, you will lose the anointing for the next level. The chosen one doesn't work for vengeance. We work for victory. And victory is best enjoyed in the quiet of a job well done. Look at the master plan of the Father for your life. He isn't just trying to give you a career or a success story. He is trying to give you dominion. And dominion is never given to those who cannot control their own tongue. If you cannot master the smallest member of your body, your tongue, how can God trust you with the destiny of a nation? Your silence is your trial period. It is the test of your self-governance. If you can stay silent while people misunderstand you, if you can stay silent while people overlook you, then you are ready to rule in the middle of your enemies. The law of spiritual compression is reaching its peak in your life. You can feel the heat. You can feel the tension. It feels like you are about to pop. Do not pop in the wrong direction. Do not vent. Do not share. Hold it for just a little longer. The appointed time is closer than you think. The stealth leader is about to be activated. In the next part, we are going to talk about the moment of manifestation. How do you know when the silence is over? How do you step out from the shadows without losing your power? We are going to learn the art of the reveal, how to step onto the stage of your purpose with so much mass that the world has no choice but to move out of your way. The reservoir is full, the cylinder is sealed, the pressure is divine. Stay in the secret place until the Father himself pulls back the curtain. The unfolding is silent, but the impact will be deafening. The pressure has reached its peak. You have mastered the secret place. You have filtered your circle. You have withstood the vulture spirits and the internal screams of your own ego. Now, we must discuss the most critical moment in the life of a chosen one, the reveal. There is a specific art to stepping out of the shadows. If you emerge too soon, you are seen as a flash in the pan, a temporary excitement that fades when the wind blows. But if you emerge at the appointed time, with the full weight of your silence behind you, you don't just join the world bureaucracy, you shake it. This is the moment when the silent secret becomes a public power. In the American tradition, we value the grand opening. We understand that you don't show the construction site, you show the skyscraper. You don't show the messy code, you show the iPhone. Your life has been a construction site for a long time. There have been scaffolds of discipline, cranes of prayer, and pits of deep emotional work that no one saw. Most people would have invited the neighbors over to see the foundation, but you kept the privacy fence up. You kept the no trespassing signs visible. And because you did, the world is about to see a finished work that defies their logic. How do you know when the silence is over? The first sign is external pull. You will notice that you no longer have to push your way into rooms. Instead, the rooms start seeking you. The frequency you have been cultivating in the dark starts to act like a magnet. People who have the resources you need, the connections you require, or the platforms you deserve will suddenly find you. They won't know why they are calling you. They won't know why they feel compelled to help you. It is because the spiritual compression we talked about has created a gravity well. You are now too heavy to be ignored. This is the master plan of the Father. He makes the world hungry for exactly what he has been cooking inside of you. The second sign is internal peace. You will reach a point where the urge to share is replaced by a knowledge of being. You no longer feel the need to explain your purpose, because you are the purpose. When you speak, your words have mass. You don't need a sales pitch. You don't need a marketing campaign. You simply state the truth. And the truth carries its own authority. This is the stealth leader becoming a visible general. You aren't auditioning for a role. You are assuming a throne. The globalists hate this because they cannot verify your authority through their systems. You didn't go to their schools, you didn't follow their career paths, and you didn't pay your dues to their institutions. Your dues were paid in the wilderness. Your degree was signed by the Creator in the secret place. But here is the twist. Even when you begin to reveal your purpose, you must maintain a core of silence. Just because the skyscraper is visible doesn't mean the public gets to see the control room. The most successful leaders in this country, from the founding fathers to the modern innovators who haven't sold their souls, always kept a private sanctum. They shared the results, but they kept the source a secret. You must do the same. Never give away the whole recipe. Never tell people the full depth of your conversations with God. If you do, you make your anointing a commodity. You make it something that can be bought, sold, or imitated. Keep the source code between you and the king. The globalists want everything to be a commodity. They want to digitize your soul and put it on a blockchain of public opinion. They want your purpose to be content. But as a chosen one, your purpose is not content, it is covenant. Content is something people consume and forget. A covenant is something that changes the world forever. By staying silent during the unfolding, you ensured that your work would have the depth of a covenant. You ensured that it wouldn't be disposable. Think about the hero's journey one last time. When the hero returns from the deep woods, he doesn't just tell stories about the dragon. He brings back the dragon's head. He brings back the gold. He brings back the healing balm for the village. He doesn't need to convince anyone he is a hero. The evidence is in his hands. Your evidence is your manifestation. It is the restored family. It is the debt-free business. It is the healed body. It is the community that is standing firm while the rest of the nation is in triage. The silent secret has done its work. It has compressed you into a diamond. It has fortified you against the Vulture Spirits. It has filtered your circle until only the loyal remain. And now, as you step into the light, you do so with a gravitas that will make the globalist elite tremble. They thought they had accounted for every variable, but they didn't account for an island God-fearing American who was willing to wait in the dark. They didn't account for someone who didn't need their validation or their platforms. You are a new type of leader. You are the ghost in the machine that has finally materialized. And because you move with divine timing, your impact will be 100 times greater than those who have been broadcasting their every move for years. You are the tidal wave that no one saw coming on the radar. The reveal is not a party. It is a strategic strike. It is the moment you reclaim the territory that the enemy has stolen from your family, your business, and your nation. You are stepping out not to be seen, but to govern. You are stepping out to execute the master plan that was given to you in the quiet. Hold your head high. Keep your inner sanctum locked. Let the finished work speak for itself. The world is about to realize that the quiet ones were the powerful ones all along. The silence was never empty. It was full of the power that is about to change everything. The unfolding is over. The manifestation is here. And the impact, well, the impact will be felt for generations. In the final part of this video, we will discuss the eternal echo, how your silent secret creates a legacy that doesn't just last for a news cycle, but for eternity. You were born for this. You were chosen for this. And you were silent for this. The stage is set. The audience is waiting. The Father is smiling. It's time to show them what God in the dark can do. We have reached the final stage of the journey. You have learned to cinch the sack of your energy, to seal the cylinder of your spirit, and to filter the vultures from your inner sanctum. But now we must address the ultimate payoff, the reason why God demanded this level of secrecy from you in the first place. It is not just about your success in 2026. It is about the eternal echo. In the American landscape, we are obsessed with the now. We want the viral moment, the quick fix, and the instant fame. But the chosen one is not built for a moment. You are built for a movement. You are being hidden so that your impact can echo long after you have left this earth. This is the difference between content and legacy. Think about the architecture of impact in our history. The buildings that stand for centuries are not the ones with the flashiest paint jobs. They are the ones with the deepest, most silent foundations. For years, you felt like you were stuck in the mud. You felt like you were being buried while everyone else was being promoted. But the Creator wasn't burying you. He was planting you. He was ensuring that when your unfolding purpose finally broke the surface, it would have the structural integrity to support the weight of thousands. When you move in silence, you are building a legacy that is weatherproof. When the storms of the global economy hit, when the social credit systems try to squeeze the life out of the common man, your parallel kingdom will stand because it was forged in a place where the world's rust could not reach it. The globalists want ephemeral power. They want power that depends on their grids, their networks, and their validation. If they can cancel you, they own you. But how do you cancel a man who never asked for your permission to exist? How do you deplatform a woman who built her platform in the secret presence of the Most High? You cannot. A silent chosen one is the only truly free person in America today. By refusing to share your purpose prematurely, you refused to give the system a hook into your soul. You are unhookable. You have no public ego that needs to be fed. So you have no public weakness that can be exploited. This is the stealth leader's ultimate victory. In the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 3, it says, "For you died, and your life is now hidden with Christ in God." This is the logic of the hidden to the world. You looked dead. You looked like you had given up. You looked like you were past your prime. But you were actually hidden with Christ. You were in the divine safe room. And from that safe room, you were given the counter-offensive strategies that will dismantle the strongholds in your city and your family. The eternal echo starts when you realize that your purpose is not about you, it is about the lineage of light. You are secretly breaking the chains of poverty and addiction that have plagued your family for 100 years. You are secretly preparing a safe haven for your children's children. Have you noticed that your hunger for fame has been replaced by a hunger for fruit? You no longer care if people know your name, as long as they feel the effect of your work. This is the mark of a master plan coming to fruition. You are becoming like the wind no one sees where it comes from. But everyone sees the shift it causes. This is the invisible governance of the chosen. While the globalist elites are posturing for the cameras in Washington and Davos, the chosen remnant is silent and strategic in the heartland. We are buying the land. We are teaching the children. We are storing the truth. And because we are silent, they don't see us as a threat until it is too late. We are the silent majority made spiritual. This is the twist that will shock the world. The quiet ones are the ones who will inherit the earth. Not the loudest, not the wealthiest in digital zeros, but the strongest in character. By stopping the sharing, you saved your character from the erosion of vanity. You kept your heart pure for the mission. And because your heart is pure, your echo will be loud. Your life will become a case study in divine providence. Long after this digital age has burned itself out, the foundations you are building in silence right now will still be standing. You are writing a book of life with your actions, not just a post with your thumbs. The master plan is moving into its final phase for your life. The unfolding is now an uprising. You are stepping out, but you are doing so with the stillness of a mountain. You are no longer seeking the world. You are saving it. You are the chosen one who was willing to be nothing so that God could make you everything He intended. Your silence was your succession plan. It was you saying, "I don't need the world to see me, because I know that God sees me. And that, my friend, is the silent secret that changes the course of history. Think about the hero's journey ending. The hero doesn't just win a battle, he restores the kingdom. He brings back the natural order. By keeping your purpose a silent secret during its unfolding, you ensured that it would be natural and organic, not synthetic and forced. You are a natural force of God, and like the tide, you cannot be stopped. You cannot be argued with. You simply are. As we close this chapter, I want you to feel the weight of your eternal echo. Every day you stayed silent. You added a year to your legacy. Every person you filtered out of your circle added a layer of protection to your children. Every vulture you refused to feed made your divine eagle stronger. You have done the hard work. You have kept the secret. You have held the fire until it turned you into gold. The world is about to hear the sound of your silence. It is a sound that will shatter the glass houses of the hypocrites and ring like a bell of hope for the forgotten ones. You are the chosen one. You are the silent leader. You are the unfolding purpose of the Creator in the heart of America. The secret is out, but only because the power is too big to be contained any longer. Go forth in your new density. Go forth in your silent authority. The echo has begun, and it will never end. The door to the secret place is finally opening. Not because you forced it, but because the pressure of purpose has reached its divine limit. You have watched this video because you knew, deep in your gut, that your oversharing was the reason for your stagnation. You felt the leak in your spirit, and today you have learned how to plug the hole. The silent secret is no longer a burden. It is your blueprint for victory. The lesson is this: your purpose is a private contract between you and the king. The world is just the location where that contract is executed. When you learn to work in the dark, you earn the right to rule in the light. You have seen that the vultures are real, but your silence is their starvation. You have seen that compression is not punishment, but preparation. You are now an armed and silent operator for the kingdom of heaven. I want to challenge you today. Take the silence seriously. Look at your life, look at your phone, and look at your social circles. Where are the leaks? Where are you giving away your sacred fire for digital crumbs? Stop. Right now. Reclaim your privacy. Reclaim your gravity. Become the mystery that the world cannot solve, but the Father can use. You are a chosen one. You were not born to be popular. You were born to be powerful. Popularity is for the broadcasters. Power is for the briefer. Choose power. Choose the silent secret. And watch as the Creator of the universe unfolds your life with a beauty and a force that will leave the globalist elite speechless. We are standing with you. In the silent heartland, a remnant is rising. We don't need to shout to be heard. Our results will be our megaphone. If you are ready to move in silence and protect your divine purpose, please comment with the code 999 to confirm your commitment to the secret place. If you disagree or feel that sharing is your path, comment with the code 0. We value every perspective in this journey of truth. Or leave a comment describing how oversharing has hindered you in the past. Let's learn from each other's scars. And make sure you subscribe to this channel It is the signal that keeps this mission moving forward. The unfolding is happening. The silence is your strength. The chosen are ready. May the Father of the secret place reward you openly. God bless you, and God bless the silent leaders of this great land.